Today, you'll expand your vocabulary with 50 words and phrases I use every day. You'll learn advanced vocabulary, phrasal verbs, idioms, and expressions using correct grammar and pronunciation, and you'll do the I need help. Let me share some other ways that I say this and you can too. You can say, could you walk me through, and then whatever you're struggling with. For example, how to export this document. So notice here, the expression is to walk someone. Could you walk me through something? How to export this document. Now, to walk someone through something means to explain in detail, to show step by step.
Could you walk me through it?
You could also say, any chance you know how to export this document. So here, notice I'm saying any chance. That is in spoken English. The full grammatical structure is there any chance? But in spoken English, we generally drop the is there and just say any chance. Any chance you know how to do something. Or you can say, would you mind? Notice you need the gerund. Would you mind showing me how to export this document? Let's try this right now. Would you mind commenting, let's go, let's go, let's go in the comments, because it would really help me. And this is another way of saying, I need help. Would you mind? Would you mind commenting, let's go in the comments? I love this one. Do you have a sec? A sec is short for second, so a short period of time. Do you have a sec to help me out? So notice I'm using to help me out. And then if you want to specify the something, you can say with this document. So let's try this one too. Do you have a sec to help me out by liking this video? It will only take a second, so like this video. And don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. I'm sure every day you say, I don't understand. You can say, I don't get. I don't get, and then how to export this document if you want to use that. Get means understand in this context. This is a great one. I'm having trouble. This is in the present continuous because it's taking place now. This is a gerund expression. I'm having trouble exporting the document. You can also use the preposition with. I'm having trouble with, and then something, a noun. I'm having trouble with the document.
I'm still having trouble with English.
How about this one? I'm not entirely clear on how to export this document. So notice, entirely intensifies it. I'm not entirely clear on how to export this document. Or you can simply say, I'm struggling. Again, in the present continuous, it's happening now. I'm struggling, infinitive. I'm struggling to understand this, whatever that is. Every day, you probably say, I need more time. You can also say, I'm not going to make the deadline. Native speakers love using make as a replacement to achieve or obtain. In this case, achieve the deadline. I'm not going to make the deadline. You could say, we need to push back, which means postpone the deadline. So you can use the phrasal verb push back, or you can use the verb postpone. You can say, I'm running behind. Now you run behind on something. I'm running behind on the project. Again, the present continuous is taking place now. How about this one? We need to buy some time with the client. Do you know what this means? Buy some time. This is like saying we need to stall or delay the client so we can create more time. That's buying more time. You create the time.
I just needed to buy some time.
I'm sure every day you say, I'm really busy. You can say that. You can also say, I'm swamped. Notice that pronunciation, that ED is a soft T. I'm swamped. And you need the verb to be. It's to be swamped. I am swamped right now. I was swamped yesterday. Now you can continue on and say with the project, or because of. If you use because, you also need that preposition of. I'm swamped because of the project. You can say the project is taking up all my time. So here, the phrasal verb to take up means to consume, use, or occupy, and notice it's in the present continuous because it's taking place now. I love this one. My schedule or my calendar is jam-packed this week. Natives love saying this, jam-packed. And notice that packed, a soft T at the end, packed. Now the jam is optional. You can simply say packed, which means very busy. Adding jam makes it sound more natural and also intensifies it.
Well, our schedule is pretty packed.
You can say things are really hectic right now. So simply using hectic instead of busy to give you a more advanced alternative. Repeat after me, hectic, hectic. And you can modify that by saying really hectic right now. I'm sure every day you say, what's your opinion? You can say, what's your take on this? Now, if the topic is obvious, you can just say, oh, I think AI is a really positive development. What's your take? Or you can simply add, what's your take on this being the topic of AI.
What is your take on this?
To sound a little more advanced and professional, you can say, what's your perspective? What's your view, point of view, or viewpoint? So many different alternatives. And again, you can say on this or not. It's optional. You could say more casually, how do you see this? I see this as being a positive thing. But what about you? How do you see this? Now, to answer, just remember those preposition differences, because you would say in my opinion, or you would say from my perspective, from my viewpoint. So get those prepositions right. Now, every day you might say, especially if you're a parent, that's not a good idea. You can say, I'm not sure about that. This is a more indirect, it adds some doubt around it. And you can also say, I'm not too sure about that, to make it sound less severe, more indirect. In a more professional setting, you can say, I have some concerns about something, about the conference, or you could say, I have some reservations, or I have some doubts about the conference. You can ask someone, have you thought about? Have you thought about? This is a gerund expression. Have you thought about canceling the conference? I have some reservations about the attendance. Or you can say, before we move forward, which means before we take action, before we move forward, we need to consider, and then something. We need to consider the cost. Hopefully every day you're presented with great ideas and you can say, that's a great idea. Instead, you can say, I can get behind that idea. Now, to get behind something means that you support it. This is a very natural expression. You can say to someone, you're really on to something. If someone is on to something, it means they're moving in the right direction. They're making progress.
I really think you're onto something here.
Or you can say, that's spot on, that's spot on. Simply, you can say 100%. Now notice native speakers pronounce this as 100, not 100%. It's unstressed, 100%. Native speakers love simply replying with 100%. This is the same as that's spot on, 100%. This means that's completely correct, accurate, or I completely agree. You work every day and there are meetings taking place every day. So you might say or hear, let's meet to discuss this. Instead, you can ask, are you free to go over this? So to go over something means to review it. And when you review something, you generally discuss it as well. Now, you could also say, when are you free? When are you free? So you're asking for a specific date. You can ask, can we touch base on this soon? So if you touch base on something, it means you discuss it. You connect with someone to discuss something specific. You can be very specific and say, does Monday at 11 a.m. work for you? Now you can include the topic and say, work for you to discuss this if you want, but that's optional. Or you can simply say, let's set aside some time. If you set aside time, it means you allocate it, you reserve it. Let's set aside some time to iron out the details. To iron out is a great phrasal verb. It means to finalize or to resolve if things are in a state of uncertainty or conflict even.
Yeah, just ironing out the last details.
Now I'm sure you say, let's start every day. Let's start the project. Let's start making dinner, whatever it is. Instead, you can say, let's get the ball rolling. So to get the ball rolling is an idiom that means to start. This is another common idiom, let's hit the ground running. Now, if you hit the ground running, it means you start, but you start with a lot of enthusiasm and energy, so it's a very positive idiom. Or you can simply say, let's do it, let's do it. So someone might ask you, should we start dinner now? And instead of saying, let's start, you can say, let's do it.
Let's do it, E. Let's do it.
Or you can say, let's get going, let's get moving, let's get cracking. So notice you use get for all three of these options, and then the next verb is in the ing form. Or you can use something that will make you sound very natural in a fun, casual way. You can say, it's go time, which means it's time to start. Every day you may need to cancel plans and say, I can't attend the meeting, the conference, the party, the appointment, whatever it is. Instead, you can say, I can't make. Remember that verb make? In this case, it means attend. I can't make the meeting. Or natives love saying, oh, I can't make it. It representing the meeting or the party or the appointment. You can say, sorry, I have a scheduling conflict. So this means you have another appointment or meeting at the exact same time.
It was an unavoidable scheduling conflict.
Or you can say, sorry, I'm already booked, which again means you have another meeting at the exact same time. You can say, unfortunately, I have another commitment. That is a more formal and professional way of saying, sorry, I can't make it. Or you can simply state, I'm not free, I'm not available at that time. And you can be specific about the time as well. Instead of saying they work well together, you can say they have a strong rapport. Notice that T is silent. They have a strong rapport or strong relationship. You can say they're close-knit. Notice the K is silent. Close-knit. And you need the verb to be. They're close-knit. Or you can use close-knit as an adjective and say they're a team, a close-knit team. You could use a different noun. You could say they're a close-knit family, they're a close-knit group of friends, for example.
These are close-knit communities.
Or you can say they have a positive working relationship, they have a supportive working relationship. You can also say they complement each other. If two things complement each other, it means they go well together, like cookies and a glass of milk. They complement each other. So two people can go well together. They complement each other. Think of everything you learned in this vocabulary masterclass. Do you want me to keep teaching you natural expressions that I use every day? If you do, put let's go, put let's go in the comments. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And here's another lesson I know you'll love. Make sure you watch it now.